Hi. So, a question I've been seeing a lot about lately, it is how do you stay motivated while in isolation or in quarantine during this time we find ourselves in? And well, a lot of this actually sticks together with just general motivation in general, how exactly we stay motivated and productive during any time, because there's always temptations and always things that make it difficult. Many people have thought that maybe this period would be easier to stay productive because you're home, you've got your computer, so you should be able to produce something. Isn't that right? Except for some reason, it seems much more tempting to watch Netflix or to eat food or whatever it might be that we're tempted to do. So I want to hit a little bit of upon how exactly you can best stay motivated while you're during this period, and especially keep self-publishing, which is what our main goal here is. So this is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com, and you can check out my checklist below in the description if you would like to learn more, some of the secrets and things that have worked really well for me in publishing over 170 books that are currently on Amazon, ACX, and other locations. And so, but today we want to take a closer look. So I'm going to test out my whiteboard, my handy dandy whiteboard here, and let's just see if I can get this to work here for us. Okay, I'm trying to see. I have not. Let's see here. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so a couple things to remember, and this is one of the starting points that I would be looking at no matter what you're doing, is the triangle. And this one here is the most important no matter what the issue you're dealing with. And the triangle itself, this is the triangle of health. The first point on the triangle we're going to look at is S, and that's for sleep. Okay, so if you're not getting proper sleep, that's going to mess up everything else. So your motivation is going to have a problem. And right now, during this period of isolation, you're going to find that your sleep may be difficult. I've even read studies that were showing that many people were having lots of difficulty sleeping. And so there's a whole series of things. I wrote a book actually on this very topic of how to get better sleep, but there's a lot of tricks, in terms of how to get sleep. But one of the big ones that I found is not drinking coffee or alcohol late at night is a big one, and also going to bed at the same time every night and getting up at the same time of every day, regardless of what it is. So that's a very helpful one in terms of getting better sleep, and that will directly relate to your motivation. If we're tired and groggy, we're going to have difficulty staying motivated to self-publish. Okay, your next one is going to be the E, and this is going to be your exercise. All right, let me just write that in here, exercise. And that's our next point on the triangle that we're going to look at. And really, you don't have to do too much. We're looking at maybe 10,000 steps a day. It would be perfect. But if you can only just get a few more, if you're doing absolutely nothing, you're going to get between 2,000 and 4,000 steps a day. So if you're able to increase that, it gives you energy, and that energy makes you feel good, and feeling good will help motivate you to self-publish even in isolation. So an exercise can be done inside the house using just looking at body weight exercises. That's using your own body weight. I use something called Streak Exercise on my phone. And then the final one we're going to be doing is so our sleep, our exercise, and then our diet. Let me just write that in here, our diet. And this is the next part of the triangle, what you're eating. And I would suggest making sure that we're eating as healthy of food as possible, the Mediterranean diet, or one of these other ones, the DASH diet. I wrote a book on that one. You'll find that any of these ones are recommended, and they're definitely something that will help you stay motivated during this period, keeping it around, I think most of them are around 1,800 to 2,000 calorie consumption per day, and then eating food that is especially rich in protein and other nutrients that you're going to need in order to stay healthy during this period. So these are the main ones. And then the final comment that I would have when we are trying to stay healthy during during the difficult period that we're in right now, that would be, let's see if I can use the eraser here. Let's see, how's this work? If I can take this away, good. So you'll have to let me know in the comments if you like the whiteboards that I'm using in this one here. So the final thing that I would recommend, it's using some sort of a tracking system to see what you're doing. On the iPhone, there's an app called Streaks that I really like to use. And what you want to do is, for your self-publishing journey, you're going to want to write down the activities that you are going to want to be doing. So like for example, every day, it even has a timer built in. I have it on my Apple Watch as well. I don't know if it's available for Android. You'll have to look that up, but it's an amazing app. You can track, I think on this one, 12 different items, but start off with just one or two. And in particular, start with the ones you're finding it difficult to do. So for example, on self-publishing, I'm currently working on one of my activities is I'm moving my books, not moving only, but just making my books available also through Ingram Spark. Okay. So I want to use 5 minutes a day getting my books not over from, but the ones that are all on Amazon and also on Lulu and on ACX and Amazon Print and Kindle and all these sorts of things. I want to make sure that I have paper copies also available on Ingram Spark. So that's something that I've been doing to make sure that I can get additional sales. Okay. Now maybe for you, you want to spend also a few minutes a day in terms of writing your next book, right? So, and on the Streaks app, and you, of course, can just use a Pomodoro method or a stop clock or whatever you'd like to use, but you can set a timer. And so, for example, I like to set 5-minute timers. Now, you may go beyond the 5 minutes, and I find once I get started with an activity, whether it's exercise or these other ones, you generally keep going. And so what you'll do then is you'll set a timer for 5 minutes, make 5 minutes of progress on that activity, and once you hit 5 minutes, then you hit stop. And you're done for the day. It goes off and you're done for the day. Now, you obviously can do more than that, but making progress at all will keep you motivated. So just in review, we discussed the triangle, and that was your exercise, your sleep, and your eating habits, right? Your diet. Those three are the key to keeping you high level motivated, keeping you in better shape, which will make you motivated, and then to keep working forward. And then the next thing is try an app like Streaks, or just keep track. And this one will keep track of how many days in a row you have, right? So the Seinfeld method, which is never break the chain, where you get going day after day, and you don't want to break the chain. It'll tell you how many days in a row you've managed, and then it will help keep you motivated to keep going. And I suggest 5 minutes is a good starting point for activities you're not doing at all. And if you feel you're not doing enough of an activity, then figure out how much you want to do and put these things at the beginning of your day. And that will also help keep you motivated in self-publishing during this challenging time we find ourselves in, right? Now, let me just see here. So what have you found? Have you found that it's easy to stay motivated while in isolation? Or do you find that while in isolation, like many people, I think it was 30% found it was much more difficult to stay in shape, to continue to exercise, and maybe you find that also starts to decrease your ability to stay focused. So leave a comment below, like and share this video if you enjoy it, and check out my other videos where I explore other questions to help make self-publishing easy now for you too.